as we continue Omni Edition Garden City and a look at the Great Bacon Run coming up on August 17th. We have with us Dan Plamont, and he's the Parks and Recreation Director for the City of Garden City and the gentleman organizing this event, as well as Jeff Van Dam. He is with the Buccilli Group, and they are the title sponsor for this year's event. Again, thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Talk a little bit first, Jeff, about the Buccilli Group. What exactly is the Buccilli Group? We see the trucks all over town. They're a contractor to the city, but what does the organization do?
Buccilli, we actually do a lot of infrastructure stuff with civil engineers throughout the Metro Detroit, a lot of stuff downriver.
Okay.
We do a lot of the inspections for like the city and roads, water mains, and then we also do a lot of stuff for the municipalities around for the city inspections.
And that's what you do here in Garden City.
Correct.
Specifically. You basically supervise the building department here, correct?
And then we have inspectors that do all the specialty inspections for any kind of building permits throughout or residential for rental and C of O.
Right. And that's a big deal because a lot of the cities have gone to an outside contractor to run these sort of services where it used to be all kind of in-house.
Yep.
But when money got tight in the early 2000s, then people started looking for different ways to do this, and that's where you
they
guys
started
fill the need.
outsourcing. We took over pretty much Inkster's, Westlands, Garden Cities, and we're actually in the process of trying to get a couple more. It looks like they're trying to come to us to do the inspections for them also.
Okay. And one of the things that Ken Buccilli, who used to be a supervisor for the Garden City Department of Public Service and stays very, very active in the community, a big sponsor of the Santaland Parade, but in this case, the title sponsor of the Great Bacon Run. And Dan, that's really important for you guys because the entry fees and everything else, that doesn't cover the cost of putting this event on.
Correct, yeah. This is the fourth year we've been running this event, and this year Mr. Buccilli stepped up early in the process of planning this event and wanted to be the title sponsor, and he contributed $5,000 to this year's event. And as you mentioned, it does cover a large portion of the expenses to put on the event. It doesn't cover all of them, but by contributing that amount early on and committing to the event, we know as a race committee, myself and the individuals putting on this event and the city, that we can put forth our best effort. We can provide top level, medals and shirts and all the amenities that runners and walkers are used to for a very top-notch event. So this year, his Mr. Buccilli's $5,000 will contribute to putting on, in my opinion, what will be the best presented event for the Bacon Run. So we're excited about that.
And one of the things that the Bacon Run is able to do is then make contributions to charitable events, charitable groups rather, from whatever proceeds are left over, correct?
Yeah, and this year, this is the first year with the committee where we all felt it was pretty unanimous that we should go back to the title sponsor, in this case the Buccilli Group, and ask him or that group, where would you like a portion of the race proceeds to go? With that decision, we called Mr. Buccilli and asked him, and right away his choice was St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
Okay.
So they will serve as one of the beneficiaries of the race proceeds this year.
Okay, that's amazing. And Jeff, Ken sent you today because Ken does not like to take a lot of credit for the things he does, but he does do a lot of charitable work and makes a lot of donations, not only in Garden City, but the other communities where the Buccilli Group operates.
Yeah, he tries to stay pretty active in the communities he actually does work in, and just try to give back to the communities that he serves. And that we do actually.
Yeah, and he is tremendously generous. And the Buccilli Group located in Livonia, correct?
Yep, we're in Livonia off of Farmington Road. He's been there for about 4 years now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And like you said, it makes it so much easier for you and for somebody like me from the Santaland Parade Group, where I just pick up the phone and say, Ken, you want to be in this year? And he's always, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And with the Santaland Parade, both years he's given us more money than what he committed to.
Yeah.
So, that's amazing for us, and it's very helpful. And it's part of making this thing a community-wide event. I mean, it's really important because, not everybody's going to run. But this is something that everybody can come to. They can be out on their lawn yelling at the runners as they go by. There's stuff to do at the park, which we've talked about, and we'll talk about more. There's stuff to do at the park that doesn't involve the race. But it's really a neat community event.
Yeah, and one of the things, we try to accomplish, not just from putting on a good quality run, is giving something for the community to come out to. One of the common conversation we've had over the years is trying to create an event not only that will draw the citizens of Garden City to, but also draw from the outside. This event has been very successful in doing that last year, and just reaching over 90 different cities. Had runners participating in the event, just under 500 total.
Yeah.
This year, again, we're targeting to hit that number of 500. But the donation of $5,000 from the Buccilli Group and the other sponsors that have also contributed to this allow us to not only give back to the community, to St. Jude's, and I know we're going to talk with Megan from the Community Resources Department on their organization with the race as well. But it does allow us to, just put on a good quality event and offer a nice day to come out in the park.
And it is a destination event. One of the advantages we have is there aren't a lot of events that week, so we kind of had the market cornered, at least in Western Wayne County.
Exactly. Late August, and originally this was a June event, and then for the first 2 years, and we moved it to August. And we found that to work to our advantage, that we're not competing with a lot of community staples, graduation at the high school.
Although this is kind of a neat window because you're before everything.
Although I will say it is the same day as one of the Lucky Squirrel events, which is now a monthly occurrence in the city. But our event is primarily in the morning, and Lucky Squirrel is in the afternoon, so that will also create just a long, nice.
Well, and people can
option.
do both.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if there's somebody who's just going to watch the race.
Yeah.
It's easy enough for them to bounce back and forth between the two.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll be there. We actually start staging the night before, and then we'll have a presence overnight throughout the park where we start putting the barricades and the cones and things like that out. So we're looking forward to it, and again, very appreciative of Mr. Buccilli, and glad to have Jeff here to talk about the charity with St. Jude's.
So pass along to Ken, since he's hiding out and doesn't want to come play TV with us. Thank him for all of his contributions, not only to this, and let him know I'll be calling him about the Santaland Parade soon.
Yeah.
All right, it is the Great Bacon Run coming up on August 17th at Garden City Park.